Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
New at 5, the family of Patrick Lyoya is suing the officer who killed him and the city of Grand Rapids, alleging excessive force.
It is not just a Grand Rapids issue. It is not just a Michigan issue. This is an issue all across America.
That excessive force lawsuit also claims the Grand Rapids Police Department used racial profiling.
This comes as the criminal case moves forward against now former Grand Rapids officer Christopher Schur. Rod Maloney was at today's news conference. He's with us now live. Rod, Lyoya's attorneys took a lot of time to go through the suit today.
Well, you know, a press conference isn't a court of law, but Ben Johnson and Ben Crump treated it that way because they wanted to give very detailed explanations of why they believe that Officer Schur that day either broke the law and or broke civil rights protocols and even his training in the traffic stop. So they filed this. They want hundreds of millions of dollars.
To catch up to somebody.
Attorney Ben Johnson showed the differing videos of the Grand Rapids traffic stop of Patrick Lyoya back in April. He stopped the videos at critical moments, detailing virtually every corner of their federal and state civil rights lawsuits against former Officer Schur and the city of Grand Rapids itself. They even showed the actual shooting, as Patrick's father, Peter Lyoya, watched. Through an interpreter, he said,
The pain is so deep, the bitterness is so deep to the point that I can even lose my life every time when I think about my son, for my son leaving us today.
Civil rights attorney Ben Crump summed up their claim.
So when you take driving while black plus excessive force, you end up with Patrick Lyoya being unjustly executed by this Grand Rapids police officer.
Johnson showed the evidence he's received from Michigan State Police and the city of Grand Rapids, and he believes the city has much to answer for in its policing and training practices and what its representative said ensures recent preliminary examination.
City of Grand Rapids had a police officer come into court, Rod, and actually testify that everything that we trained him, he did right. Then why is he fired?
Amazingly, that the man is still free, is at home with his wife and his children, and my son is buried, and Patrick is dead. Amazingly.
Schur is awaiting his trial. He is out on bond as we speak. Now, we reached out to the city of Grand Rapids. Their communications team told me that they have not received this filing yet, and so therefore they have nothing to say, and they'll let it play out in court. Back to you.
Rod, talk about some of the things that they're alleging that the former officer got wrong in the traffic stop.
Well, what they said was that the stop probably shouldn't have even happened at all because they say there was no probable cause whatsoever.
Right.
That Lyoya is not telling the truth when it comes to that. But they also said that he fired his taser improperly. And, of course, the shooting itself, they said, was absolutely excessive force.
All right, Rod. New here at 5, Michigan State Police say a 9-year-old boy was not wearing a seatbelt when a box truck rear-ended the car he was in.
Happened around 7:40 last night along the Southfield Freeway, right near the 8 Mile Road exit. Sean Lay is live on this story for us tonight. Sean, this is just so tragic.
Tragic, really sad, should get all of our attention because we've all pretty much been on the Southfield Freeway. We know the speeds. We also know there's not a lot of room down there to go, especially if your car is breaking down. MSP believes this mom either had a flat, car was breaking down. She was trying to get to that exit ramp by 8 Mile right across there. She did not make it, and the results, as you say, are tragic.
No, the child was not ejected, but was not wearing a seatbelt, and that's the biggest issue. We're seeing this all the time now. For some reason, seatbelt use is starting to decline across the country, not just in Michigan.
A chain reaction of tragic events last evening on the Southfield Freeway. You can see from this video a small car, its back end crushed. MSP says crushed when the driver of the box truck you see slammed into the rear of it. The circumstances, a mother in the smaller car driving 10 miles an hour on the freeway with the car's hazard lights on. The car was breaking down, or police believe she had a flat. Michigan State Police believe the driver of the box truck was driving about 55 miles an hour, wasn't paying attention, or was impaired on narcotics when he slammed into the back of the car, killing the 9-year-old child in the back seat. Would a seatbelt have made a difference in this case?
She had a heck of a lot better chance, or he had a better chance of surviving if they would have been belted in.
From above, Drone 4 can show you how the mother was inching along southbound on M39, trying to reach the 8-mile exit. So what should you do if you're breaking down or have a flat, especially on a place like the Southfield Freeway?
You could call 911. We'll send out a truck for you. We have courtesy vans that patrol the Metro Detroit freeways. If we don't have one available, we'll send a trooper out to you. We'll change that tire for you.
Really tragic for the family and for the 9-year-old boy. All this remains under investigation for possible charges against the driver of the box truck. Again, it's worth repeating. MSP says if you're breaking down, especially on a highway like this one, try to get over, try to get off. If you can't, try to get over, hit your hazards, and call 911 right away. We're live tonight. Sean Lee, Local 4, back to you.
Tragic. Okay, Sean, thanks. A Troy man is killed trying to pass a semi-truck in a construction zone in Oakland County.
Police say the 40-year-old man had to merge because his lane was closing on westbound 696 in Haggerty and Farmington Hills. Tried to pass the semi, but instead crashed into it and rolled into a ditch. When police arrived, the man was trapped in his car and the car was on fire. This was just before 6 this morning, closing the stretch of the freeway for the morning commute while police investigated.
2 people are rescued from an apartment building as a fire spread overnight. The 2-story building caught fire near Washtenaw and Hewitt Road in Ypsilanti, a few blocks from the campus of Eastern Michigan University. It happened just before 5 this morning. 2 people were asleep and needed crews to help get them out. 2 of the 8 units were damaged. Crews are still looking into the cause.
Detroit police are hoping new video will help get 3 gunmen behind bars in a wild shooting. This was last night, East Warren near Outer Drive. You can clearly see 3 men running toward the Jeep and opening fire. Jacqueline Francis live on the east side. One of those shots, I guess, Jacqueline, was at point blank range.
Devin, it was, and in that video you can even see the car window shatter from the bullets. The chaotic and violent scene unfolded in the liquor store parking lot behind me. Take a look. It happens in a matter of seconds. Shots fired, 2 people hit. The double shooting took place just before 6 Tuesday evening in the parking lot of Nino's Market on East Warren near Outer Drive. Detroit police say 3 people were in the white Jeep Cherokee exiting the parking lot when suddenly 3 male suspects approached on foot, firing shots into the car. If you zoom in, you can see the passenger window shatter from the bullets. A 24-year-old man and a 21-year-old woman inside the car were hit. The 3rd passenger wasn't hurt. The victims drove to a hospital and were listed in stable condition. Meanwhile, the suspects escaped in a gray SUV. Police hoping this video will help lead to their arrest. If you recognize the people in that video or have any information about what happened, you're asked to contact Detroit Police 5th Precinct, or you can also call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-SPEAK-UP. Reporting live in Detroit, Jacqueline Francis, Local 4.
Let's hope someone does. All right, Jacqueline.
All right, well, the flakes are flying up north as we, take a live look of what should be the Mackinac Bridge. That's what our producer said. This is from the Shepler's Ferry dock, and if you look very closely there, you can just see the outline of it from the snow. And we could be in the same boat a little later this week.
I see what you did there, the Shepler's Ferry. We're in the clear for now after a foggy start to the day.
Let's get over to Paulie. Hi, Paul.
Yeah, well, you weren't going to say we're going to be in the same freighter. I mean, that just wouldn't work. Yeah, we're going to be in the same boat, kind of. All right, right now, though, we're not. We have cloudy skies, but it is dry out there, so we're in really, really good shape. And temperature-wise, same thing. Look at this, still mid-40s. Detroit, Howell, Pontiac, Adrian, all in the mid-40s. Very, very light wind. This is a great night to get out and maybe do some of that shopping. Exact Track 40 radar just confirms what I just told you. There is nothing going on around here. We are in really good shape. And so through the evening hours, just a very slow drop in temperature with these clouds. We'll just be slipping just slowly through the 40s, not even reaching the upper 30s till about midnight. So it'll be a dry evening in store. So coming up now in less than 10 minutes, our snow chances are increasing on Friday. We're going to talk about the Friday storm. I'll show you some snow totals. Weekend, we have some rain and some flakes in the forecast and maybe even a little bit of sun. And next week, we have another impactful storm that'll be affecting the area. All that coming up in just a bit. Don't forget, though, the Forewarn Weather app is the nation's best weather app. It's free. Real-time radar, tropical tracker, earthquakes, futurecast, everything you need. Just go to the App Store, search under WDIV, and best of all, guys, it's free.